Welcome back to the 628 Dirt Rooster channel, where hobby beekeeping is a way of life. This will be an update to the video I did last winter on seeding goldenrod to prepare for this fall. For those of you who didn't see the video and are interested, I'll post a link to it below. This is not anything that I seeded. This is in downtown Gulfport, in the edge of an industrial district and kind of in the edge of an older part of town. I'm just showing you how well goldenrod grows in full sunlight with not much overgrowth. And then we'll look at what I seeded last year in a little bit, and I'm having to rethink my method. I'm right here on the edge of the driveway looking at this, and the honeybees are just working it over. These are obviously from wild colonies. There's a lot of empty, abandoned, and vacant houses around here. And you wouldn't believe the number of bee colonies that set up home in those houses. As I walk through here, I'm noticing that there's some type of pollinator on every plant in here almost. There's a nice little honeybee working this stuff. But there's also this other little fly that looks very similar to a honeybee, but it's got eyes like a horsefly, and its wings are longer and its body's wider than a honeybee. I'm not sure what it is, but there's a whole lot more of these than there is honeybees. I had to come see what you're doing.
I'm walking from Oceanside, California to Miami for the Guinness Book of World Records.
Oceanside, California to Miami?
Yeah, Camp Pendleton, all the way to Miami, Florida. I lost my wife and daughter with cancer, and I'm a cancer survivor.
Oh, wow.
That's the website here. I'm also on Facebook.
RickshawRoadTrip.com.
And I'm also on Facebook at Ali Stevens. In fact, if you take a picture of the back, you can see some of the pastors from all the police departments across the country. I was a military police officer in Virginia. A lot of stuff.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
How long have you been walking?
I left September 13, 2009 from Oceanside, California, and here I am today.
Wow.
It took me 3 years to walk across the state of Texas. And I try to tell people, you know, it's called walking faith. See my shirt?
Yeah. All right.
Put God first in the composition. I left with not a penny in my pocket, never been without a meal or place to camp. For 5 years, man.
Wow.
People have been decorated. You can see people put stuff on it. In fact, would you mind signing it for me?
I don't mind at all.
Pull it down. Any flag you want or anywhere you want to sign, you pull it down.
Okay. I signed the LSU flag.
There you go.
Be safe.
Yeah.
Here's one of the dozen or so decent sized patches within about a half a mile of my house. So I'm going to show you real quick here kind of what I'm noticing as I analyze the results of my little experiment and pay more attention to how the goldenrod grows. The north side of the road catches sunlight here most of the day and has a real good output of goldenrod. South side, same kind of soil conditions, same area, has some but virtually none, and it catches shade from these trees most of the day. But you can see this over here that has very little overgrowth and full sun is just doing really good with the goldenrod. And there's nothing here until you get up here past the tree line into this open field, and then it turns into solid goldenrod. Last year I sowed seed along the wood line here, and you can see that did pretty good. There's not a whole lot of overgrowth. There's a little bit of pines and small oaks and stuff shading it, but not too much, so that did all right. But the majority of what I broadcast was back in the woods back there. So let's take a walk back there and I'll show you how that did. All right, so I broadcast seed around this old trash pile, and it did real well. Of course, you can tell it's in full sun. There's not a lot of shade around it. This field right here last year, I say field, this section of woods burned off several years ago, and it hadn't really grown back much last year, and it had a lot of goldenrod in it last year. Well, it's kind of come back naturally in the past year, and there's goldenrod in there, but it crowded out a lot of it. Okay, this whole area, all this area in here, I smell goldenrod. Oh, there's some right there. But I'm not seeing a lot for what I broadcast, because I broadcast the majority of it in this area. So all this through here, I broadcast real heavy. And I'm not really seeing much. Matter of fact, I don't see any right here. Yeah, there's some up there. That was a kind of a shaded spot around that corner there. It's not catching a lot of sunlight for all this blackberry patch. If you can see those blackberry canes growing up there, there's a whole lot of that in here. I'm gonna call that experiment a success for this year. I didn't get a lot of growth for the amount of goldenrod tips I broadcast last year, but it taught me to more closely examine where the goldenrod will grow instead of where I want it to grow. So this coming year, this coming winter, I'll broadcast my goldenrod tips in places that I'm pretty certain they'll take, and next winter I'll have much more success from it and much more for my bees to eat off of. So that's it, and I hope that was beneficial to somebody else besides me. Thank y'all for watching. See you on the next one. There's some big old wasps back here getting in on the pollination.